Welcome back. It's a Friday lunchtime transfer show here on the Football Martin channel. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure most of you will be watching this on catch up, so do get involved in the conversation below. First and foremost, a massive shout out and a massive thank you to every single one of you that has supported the channel over the summer. It's been incredible. We've hit nearly 5,500 subscribers, which is a massive achievement. I finished last season with about 3,000, so the channel is massively growing. So for every single one of you who has subscribed, thank you very much. And there will be some tweaks to the memberships next weekend. I'm going to be announcing some little gifts that I'm going to be doing with my membership packs if you become a member here on the channel. So thank you all very much indeed. We are going to cover all the transfer news in this show. It's a really busy day because we have the build up to the Wrexham game going out later on this evening. So tune in this evening and you'll be able to get the full lowdown on the Wrexham game. It's all on the right hand side of your screen. Full match preview coming up on the channel today. Wrexham Insight with a Wrexham podcaster. We're also going to do a predicted lineup for tomorrow's game. We're going to be getting all the team news because, as you can see on that ticker at the bottom of your screen, Will Steele holds his first press conference ahead of a game as Southampton manager. That is this afternoon in just under an hour's time. 1:30, Will Steele will address the press ahead of the game tomorrow, and we will get all the team news and all the latest. In this show, we're going to be looking at transfer news. We're also going to be looking at a little bit of reaction to the fans forum that happened last night. Unfortunately, I was unable to get out of work last night, so I wasn't able to be there. I did want to be there, but I did catch up on it last night and a bit more this morning. So I've had a good listen, and I don't think there's loads of huge takeaways. But what we will do is react to some of the key talking points. I don't think there were loads. A few bits around transfers, which we're going to cover on the transfer show. Anyway, JW, thank you for joining my transfer show today. Thank you very much indeed. First time you've seen it live. Thanks for what you do. That's very kind of you. I appreciate. Top Cat, thank you for joining us from Australia. Are you going to be watching the game tomorrow? It'd be... yeah, I'm not sure what you'll be watching it pretty late, I would imagine, over there in Australia. But there's loads of transfer news to talk about. It's never ending, isn't it? It's going to be a really busy 3 weeks now. I'm going to cover all of that on the channel. Hopefully, we're going to get some special guests on as well that work in journalism that cover this kind of story, these stories day in, day out. I'm just reacting. I'm not a reporter. I'm just here to react. And if I get any stories that I hear from a good source, I will share it. But I only share anything that's a good story from a good source. Right. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, we do have the story surrounding, it was yesterday it broke really, around Jack Rudoni potentially being a target, and Saints had reportedly, and it's only reports, but it was from a good source. That's why I brought it here to the channel, because it was from Jack Rosser. I quote him a lot on the show, Jack Rosser. He works for The Sun. He's a very, very well-respected journalist. He's on Sky Sports News regularly, and he did share the story yesterday that Saints have had a bid for Jack Rudoni rejected by Coventry City. That was, I think it was within the last few days by the looks of it. But I've had a little look into it, actually. He was their player of the season last season. Very, very good player. Whenever I've watched Coventry City play, he's massively, massively impressed me. And he's got Premier League attention. So it's not just Championship clubs looking at him. He's working under a very good manager, let's remember, in Frank Lampard at Coventry City. But Newcastle have been looking to sign Jack Rudoni for a while now, actually. They're looking to beef up their midfield following the exit of Sean Longstaff and the injury that's been suffered by Joe Willock. I didn't realise he picked up an injury, but Joe Willock is injured, and according to Jack Rosser, Southampton have had an offer snubbed by Coventry City. We don't know the fee that we've gone in for that, but he is definitely a player that would be right top of my shopping list. Him and Fellows would be all over it. We covered the Fellows story early on in the week. It's thought that the bid that Southampton did put in for the young man was well under what Coventry City want. He was formerly at Wimbledon and Huddersfield. He scored 10 goals and registered 13 assists last season for Coventry City. Coventry according to the reports that I've read around Coventry, do not want to sell the player this summer, and it remains to be seen whether Southampton will go back with another bid for him. But he is attracting interest of Premier League teams, and one of those is Newcastle United. He is working under one of the best England midfielders in many of years, Frank Lampard, and I think it'd be a hard one to pull him away from Coventry City. So that is all the reporting done on that. I've got a few statistics that I like to bring to the show when we're linked with these kind of players. I want your thoughts in the conversation below. I will pull some of those comments through and get you involved in the conversation. But first and foremost, let's have a look at some of Jack Rudoni's statistics from last season. I've had a little dig this morning and had a look at what he did at Coventry City last season. And here they are on your screen. This is his championship stats from last year. 9 goals in the league. He started 40 games. Oh, he was involved in 40 games, started 43, sorry. Had 43 games, sorry, but started 40. I totally read that around the wrong way. It's been a long week. Assists, he's got 12 in the league. Had 77 shots, 28 on target. He's not a bad crosser of the ball as well. 75 crosses. His pass accuracy is not bad neither. And he did create 78 chances. He won 36 fouls for his side as well. So that is Jack Rudoni. Stats from last season in the Championship with Coventry City, who just missed out on the playoff final. I thought they were very, very good value for money in that semi-final. But that is Jack Rudoni. What are your thoughts on this one? Would you take him at Southampton? Yes or no? I'd love to get your opinion on this, and I will grab some of your comments in the chat below. Right, Coventry City. Coventry won't want to lose him. Yeah, so I think you're right, Robbie. I think we have to pay a fair bit to bring him in. There's no doubt about that. We will come on to the fans forum very, very shortly. Ben Sheaf was another player, Ryan, that was actually linked with us a little while ago. That one went quite quiet. We've also been linked with West Bromwich Albion winger Tom Fellows. I'll pop that on your screen now. That was a few days ago. There's talk about a few Southampton exits as well, because Jack Rosser, again, I'm quoting him again, he tweeted a few days ago, did a story that he believes that Joe Aribo and Fernandez are expected to depart, whilst Will Smallbone could move on. It's not been ruled out. However, there was the fans forum last night, and there was a lot of questions to the board. There wasn't the main representative from Sport Republic was Phil Parsons. He was joined, the Saints manager, Will Steele, wasn't there. His assistant manager, though, Paul Trollope, he was in attendance, and also joined by Jonas Spores, who was asked a few questions as well. I thought he was pretty careful on how he answered questions, and he didn't go into too much detail. Did our sporting director Jonas Spores. He was asked quite a few different questions. I want to come on to the one about Mateus Fernandez, because that's the story we're talking about, and it was levelled at Phil Parsons, the CEO. The question was yes or no, if Matty Fernandez stays, and he went on to say, we would like Matty to stay. Yes, he's got an outstanding credentials behind him. We would love to keep him. We're not desperate to get rid of him. However, the final thing he said was, everybody has a price, but it's not cheap, I promise. So, of course, he has a price, and we are not going to be bent over and take stupid offers on Matty Fernandez. That's what he had to say on him. I still think Saints will get bids, and it's been reported today West Ham United still very, very interested in Mateus Fernandez. The stories are still rumbling around Tyler Dibling as well. He's still training away from the first team squad, whilst there is loads of speculation about his future. Phil Parsons was asked about him as well last night. It doesn't look like the club are close to any deal with Everton to take Dibling to Merseyside. He said if somebody wants to bid for him, they need to bid, and they need to bid well. Absolutely so. And they're not going to be budging on the price by the looks of it. He said negotiations overselling Tyler Dibling. People in this room are not stupid, but there is a price for every player. It looks like just Everton haven't matched their expectation. There was a story from a good journalist this morning from the Telegraph, and he did go on to say, this was Paul Joyce, said on Tyler Dibling, Everton have recognised last weekend that it's going to be very difficult to do a deal. Everton feel that it's going to have to take Southampton to really climb down on valuation for it to get done. And they think they're going to be looking elsewhere. So it does look at this moment in time like Everton will struggle to get a deal done with Southampton. They're obviously not prepared to pay the asking price for Dibling, and I don't think there's any doubt that he won't be involved in tomorrow's matchday squad. We'll get confirmation on that in an hour's time when Will still does speak to the press for the first time ahead of a game day. So he does have that press conference. You'll be able to watch that on the Saints app, so don't make sure you've got the Saints app on your phone. They may broadcast it on YouTube, but it's usually through the Saints app, that one. But Tyler Dibling at this moment in time is training away from the first team squad. Right, what else do we have? A bit more reaction now to the fans forum and some of my thoughts to that. Well, the big questions around the transfers I was not surprised about, really. A big one put at Jonas Spores. I thought it was quite a good question. Asked about Jack Stevens' new contract. And somebody said a new contract for rewarding failure. And it was a good one, really. He said, it was my decision, said Jonas Spores, about giving Jack Stevens that new contract. I feel it was absolutely the right decision. He said, we need people to help the young lads develop, and he knows better than anyone. He said he's been good in pre-season and he's been really important in the dressing room. So a big player they feel for the dressing room, hence them giving him that brand new contract. And to be fair, I don't think there was any major takeaways last night from the fans forum. It's a difficult one because it's BBC Radio Silent fans forum. It's not a club one. BBC Radio Silent, I've had this for many, many years. It's hosted by Adam Blackmore, who does his best to deal with it. It's not an easy job. He takes criticism, but to be fair, I think he does a fairly good job. As a football falls off the shelf behind me, the ball's gone flat behind me. I moved that shelf before, and it's fallen off the wall. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen during this show today. I need to find the pump and pump those footballs up. Right, score predictions for tomorrow's game. Well, Logan, you need to tune in to the show later on today. Score predictions will be on that pre-match show. The pre-match show goes out this evening. It's all been recorded. It's all done and dusted, but I'm not going to give anything away. You'll just need to tune in later on this evening. Right, what else do we have in the chat before we wrap up this live? It's a short one this lunchtime. I'm doing this in between my working hours, but I did want to get a transfer show out because there was a fair bit to cover. I wanted to react, obviously, to that fans forum. Sam Davis is in the live. Sam is talking about Rudoni. We'd love to see Rudoni come in. Mate of mine is a Cov fan. As Cos is saying, he is a very good player. Yeah, he is a top player. I think he will be. I think he'd be a great signing, but I do think that he will have big interest from Premier League clubs. Right, Danny Smith, wouldn't be surprised if Spurs come in now for Dibling and pay the price due to Maddison's injury. I think that's a very good point, Danny. I did think this a few days ago. I thought, wonder what Spurs will do in the window, because Spurs were very much in for him at the start of the summer. Could they come back and could they make a bid for him? I think it'd be very interesting. Kian, I will be outside St Mary's doing some fan cam about 2.5 hours before the kick-off tomorrow. So from pretty early tomorrow morning onwards, from about 9:30 onwards. So make sure you come and check us out. If you want to get involved, give me your season predictions. It will be absolutely brilliant. Somebody said, Junior Jackson, imagine Fernandes, Rudoni and Charles in the midfield. Yeah, it would be a title-winning midfield, you'd have to say. Parachute payments. Hi, Mike. What amount of money did you think we had to spend on the parachute payments and players being sold? I think that very much remains to be seen. I don't know, but they were speaking about it. I know. I don't see them spending loads and loads of money. Obviously, they're going to try and generate 100 million. There's no doubt about that. and then the parachute payments don't all come in one go anyway. So it's spread out over a period of time. So they try to structure deals around it. I think it's a question for Phil Parsons, who will come on the channel at some stage. He's already told me that he will come on the channel at some stage. So I will have an interview with him at some stage this season. And it's definitely a question that we can ask him, something that you can ask him as well. Conversation here with Alex. He's talking about Armel Bellecopt. That would be a shame if we settle for another loan for him. We need to sell him, in my opinion. He needs to be moved on. I'm with this one, Junior. I would absolutely keep him. I think he will be brilliant. Roy is asking me about Rudoni. I know you're a fan of Rudoni. What do you think he's worth? But it's going to be 15 upwards, 15, 20 million. Are Saints prepared to spend that? It could be more. If you're a Coventry City fan, how much is Rudoni worth? We want to know as Saints fans. Roy wants to know. I want to know. Please do get in the conversation below and let us know. I'll be very, very interested to know what you think he is worth. Right, this one here. What did you think of Phil Parsons' comments when the fan asked an important question about the fans of the club? I feel it lacked class. I think it's always difficult to answer questions bang, bang there on the spot. Look, I thought he handled it quite well, the actual evening, Phil Parsons. He's the only one from Sport Republic there. He fronts it up for them. He's the middleman and has a lot to deal with. I think he has it. I think he was trying to say that they're trying their best to make it work. It's difficult because their match day costs are going up. I totally get that. He tried to say that the fans are important to the club, which they are. You can see that. Jonas Spors went on to say about the fans being important to the club. Will Steele knows how important the fans are to the club. I think they are very aware how important the fans are. Junior said to me, good question, Martin, Rudoni or Fellows? Both, my friend. I think you need both. I think we need a creative midfielder, and I think we need that wide man as well. But we need two wide men, probably. But I am looking forward to seeing what Jay Robinson does. I just hope there isn't too much pressure heaped on Jay Robinson. I really don't. Be gutted if Smallbone goes. I think he can play a big part in the squad, and I don't think he goes anywhere. Personally, I don't see Will Smallbone going anywhere because we don't have enough midfielders. Unless they believe Moses Sesse is going to step up and become a first-team regular, you cannot let him and Aribo both go. Downs is way, way too injury prone. We'll get team news at half one whether he's going to be fit, Downs. I can't see Flynn Downs being fit tomorrow. He's not played that much, to be quite honest. What else do we have in the chat below before I wrap things up? Do you think we will get one or either? Freddie, it's a good question, Freddie. Hope you're well. Best wishes to Dad as well. Hopefully see you tomorrow around the ground. Freddie, it's a good question, mate. I think you try and get both if you can. But I don't think we'll have the money to do both. I don't think we'll spend that amount of money. I just cannot see it. David Brooks on loan. I think top cat. I'm absolutely all over that. I would be absolutely all over that. I can't believe we haven't even tried for it already. Unless we don't know about it, is a deal we spoke. But he'd be a brilliant bit of business, wouldn't he? A player that we all loved when he was here on loan. A really good player. I thought he really kicked on last season. He's really recovering from his illness. And I hope that he gets a move where he gets game time because he deserves game time. Roy Gregory, who do you think the dark horses for the league will be? I've got dark horses. I do believe that Coventry City, with that squad of players, will be tops next season. Roy, I think we were talking about Rudoni, and he is a great player. We know what talent he's got. I think they've got a manager that got him really close last season. He's going to get more and more interest as a manager, Frank Lampard, because every time big jobs come up, he seems to get linked with them. But I think they've got a great squad of players. Love their away kit, by the way. I'm just on their website because I wanted to have a quick look at their squad. They brought a new goalkeeper in, Oliver Dovin, who's decent. And when you look at what they've got squad-wise, they've got depth all over. And certainly through midfield, Rudoni, Matt Grimes, well-experienced championship player. Jamie Allen, top player. Josh Eccles, Ben Sheaf, Sacramento. Then you look at the forward line, it's got goals all across it. Haddy Wright is a handful for any team. You've got Ellis Sims. They've brought in Brendan Thomas Asante as well. So squad-wise, I think they're really strong and they've got a lot of goals. So for me, Roy, they're definitely one of the dark horses to push Ipswich and Southampton, who I believe will be the top two. When you work down from that, when you look at like the playoffs, I think they're teams that will surprise people. There will be teams that surprise people. And I do believe one of those would be Derby County. I said that in my predictions video. I really do feel that they could do something special this year. I think they have a good manager. They've added a couple of nice additions. They will be decent. And then I'm hearing that from like my prediction video I did. And I can't come on here and say I know about every club and what they've done in the window and how the club's set up. Didn't watch tons of Championship last season, though I did watch a lot. I will watch every live game this year. From what I heard, Norwich City have done good business, and they reckon they should be in and around the playoffs. So I think they could be a playoff side. I think Cov to really challenge at the top end. I'm not convinced by Sheffield United, but if you want to find out a bit more and you want to see my 25-26 Championship predictions, they are now live here on my YouTube channel. So make sure you go check those out. But yeah, I do believe Cov City will be tops this year. Looking forward to it, Struggers. We need to catch up, my friend, because that video recording we did the other day, I pressed play and my cameraman, my dad, press stop when we did the interview, mate. So if you're around tomorrow and you can come on and redo it, we'll redo that tomorrow. I've got all the other ones from last weekend as well. Millwall's a good shout as well. I do see Millwall being right in the mix. I really, really do. Yeah, I do agree with that. Sam's always got good stuff in the chat. He's put another comment in. Sam, thank you for joining me, mate. I really appreciate you being here, by the way. And I really appreciate your comments because you're always tip top with what you say. Don't like Saints getting loan players in. Don't think it makes sense in the long run. I agree with that, mate. I think you've got to bring players in that are going to be here. I'm not a massive fan of it never really works, does it? I think you want players, never fall in love with a loan player neither. Some look really hit it off and do well. You look Ryan Fraser, but there's not loads, is there? Do you know what I mean? When you look at it, yeah, not many really hit it off, do they? It's a weird one. It's a strange one. I was going to say before I go, make sure you are tuned in this evening. It will drop. It's pre-recorded. It is not live, this show, but I do have my preview of the Wrexham game. I am just waiting for the press conference with Will Still just to wrap up the team news, react to it, have a look at what is available tomorrow. Then I can do my predicted lineup because I want to do a predicted lineup. And then I want you guys to get involved and give me all your score predictions, not in this video, but get your score predictions in the video that drops this evening. Right, enjoy the rest of your Friday. I hope it's a brilliant weekend. Up the Saints. Really looking forward to tomorrow. And if you are down at St Mary's Stadium for the game tomorrow, which I'm so excited for, I'll be like a big kid tonight. I won't sleep tonight. There's no doubt about that. I am so looking forward to tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing all of you. Make sure you do come and say hello and get involved in the content if you want to as well.